Hello children, today we are going to start chapter 13 Insulation. Now before I start the chapter, let me explain you about the solar radiation. Now the sun is the chief source of energy for the earth. It is a large celestial body having a high temperature. The sun radiates energy. In which form? In the form of electromagnetic waves. Now they travel in all the directions from the sun. They are continuously radiating. The sun is continuously radiating heat and light energy in all the directions, and that is known as the solar radiation. That is known as solar radiation. Now the solar radiation is only a primary source of heat and light on the earth. Now the earth receives its heat from solar radiation, which is a tiny fraction of radiated energy of the sun. Now there are two types of insulation. Now the amount of solar energy that is received by the earth, okay, check it out again. The amount of solar energy received by the earth, that is known as insulation. See, sun is radiating a lot of heat energy, but not the full amount is reaching to the earth. A small amount that is reaching to the earth, that is received by the earth, that particular energy is known as radiation. Now terrestrial radiation. What is terrestrial radiation? Now the heat radiated by the earth, the heat that the earth radiates back, that is in the form of long waves, that is known as terrestrial radiation. So sun's radiation is divided into two categories, that is insulation and terrestrial radiation. Insulation is what? The energy, the amount of energy that is received by the earth, and terrestrial is the heat that is radiated by the earth back, that is known as in the form of long waves, that is known as terrestrial radiation. Now moving on to the next part, we come across a term, heat budget. Now what is that? A state of equilibrium on earth between incoming insolation, that is the amount of energy that the earth is receiving from the sun, and the outgoing, that is the terrestrial radiation from the earth, that is known as heat balance. What is that? The equilibrium between the outgoing and the incoming of the heat. Now when both incoming radiation and outgoing radiations are balanced, that is known as heat budget. Now the balance of the heat budget is important for life to survive on earth. Now since the earth rotates on its axis, the sun's rays do not warm all parts of the earth equally. Means few parts they get, like the portion of the earth that is near the equators, they receive the vertical rays of the sun, hence they get more amount of heat. Okay, so those places are hot or warmer. So as we move upward towards the latitude, the upward latitude, as we move towards the poles, they receive slanting sun rays, and these portions are cooler because they receive less amount of heat energy. Now the heat radiated by the earth's surface warms the air above it by direct contact, that is known as conduction, and the circulation of air and water in the ocean, that causes transfer of heat from one medium to another or from one level to another. This transfer of heat by circulatory movement, that is known as convections. Now how is this balance achieved? Now out of 100 units of solar radiation, 34 units are reflected back by atmospheric layers and clouds and snowfields. Now children, the numbers, that is 34 units, these may differ a little bit here and there. In some places you may find it is written 35 units or 36 units, so don't get confused. Okay, so that is also correct, means near about 34, 33, 34, 35. This way it may vary in different, if you see different books, so don't be fixed to that. Okay, so out of 100 units of solar radiation, 34 units are reflected back by atmospheric layers and clouds and snowfields, etc. And 14 units are only absorbed by the ultraviolet rays in the ozone layer. Now 51 units are received by earth as insolation, and again these 51 units are reflected back by terrestrial radiation, out of which 34 units are absorbed by the earth and sent by atmospheric layers, and 14 units is radiated back into the space. So this is how this balance is achieved. Thus the atmosphere is heated more by terrestrial radiation, that is the earth, the heat that earth is radiating, from that the atmosphere is getting more heated up, given by out by the earth than the incoming insolation. Means what we are receiving from the sun, other than that, the earth or the atmosphere is getting heated more by the terrestrial radiation, that is the heat that goes back into the atmosphere. So coming to the main portion of the chapter, that the factors that affect the distribution of temperature. Now children, if casually I will tell you, then you know all the factors. You already in the previous classes you have learned about how these factors they affect the temperature. Latitude, altitude, distance from sea, slope of the land, and winds and the ocean currents. So for this we have to refer these pages. So we will continue this in the next video.